We've got our terminology wrong. It's early childhood education, so it's not babysitting. It's really important work that people do. We suffer, though, from this lack of status.
It's time that we address that as a society. It's time that we said actually looking after human beings and forging young minds is just as important as building buildings and digging things out of the ground. So it's time we made an adjustment.
The 125-year history and the fact that a not-for-profit has survived and evolved through that process. It's really KU's commitment to quality and the fact that its principal obligation is to meet the needs and develop solutions for children rather than for profit.
To move forward, we have to look back, and the history of KU is so strong. They've demonstrated that not-for-profit organisations can stand the test of time, reinvesting the surplus and the profit back into the program that you're delivering, back into the people, back into the premises, and back into the future of what the organisation looks like.
Having been around for so long, KU has seen the benefits of investing in teachers and educators.
The first 5 years of a child's life is crucial. We know that if you maybe use the metaphor of a 5-drawer filing cabinet, 3 or 4 drawers are full by the time the child turns 5.
The research is really clear that early childhood education, when it's high quality, sets children up for lifelong educational success, but also mental health and wellbeing.
I was a KU child. I had the opportunity to grow through that environment, and I had the opportunity to join the board of KU as a director.
Our most disadvantaged children now, we want to give them the best opportunities because we know that's what breaks cycles of poverty and so forth.
I grew up in Redfern, and I know what it's like to grow up in an environment where not everyone has access and not everyone has opportunities. KU provides effectively opportunities to a bunch of kids who would not otherwise get those sets of opportunities.
We have our mainstream preschool and long daycare services and out-of-school hours care. We also run a number of early intervention programs, and one of our programs we're incredibly proud of, we offer a service to children who wouldn't normally be able to access a preschool service because of their high medical needs.
The services are broad, they're very dynamic in being able to meet community needs.
KU's had a very strong commitment to quality and to investing in teachers. I think that's really important.
It sets a really high standard of what early childhood education should be. I know that KU's vision is about excellence in education and access and affordability, making sure that all children are included and have access to services.
The childcare sector is a very complex model at the moment, and the funding structure is unusual.
For a very wealthy Western country, Australia is not really investing in early childhood education as do other countries. We are not up the top, we're not even in the middle, we're down lower towards the bottom.
We still rely on parents to pay too much to access early education, and we're still not taking a long-term view of the infrastructure needs and the investment in the profession and the pipeline of future educators and teachers.
80% of our budget is our staffing costs, so 20% is not much wriggle room if you want to cut costs. And yes, there is funding, but we are still not funded to the level of, say, state schools or overseas countries that provide high quality early childhood education.
The continuation of funding in early childhood is paramount.
Those that merely think the funding model should be 5 and up probably are very naive to the real intellectual benefits of making sure that the 0 to 5 is adequately dealt with as well.
We need to say once and for all that early education is a public good. It benefits children. It also supports families to work. We reap the benefits through parents working and paying taxes, through children doing better in the education system. It's time we invested properly in early education and stopped putting that cost burden on parents.
Investment is going to ensure that the many hundreds of children that already access the service continues, and the many hundreds of children in the future, those services will be there so that those children can walk in the door into the future.
We've had report after report that's demonstrated the very best investment Australia could make in its education system is in the early years. That's where you get the longest returns on the investment.
There's no doubt if you invest now, you save a whole lot of money later on for a whole society, in that you will put in children on the right track. So investing is really worthwhile, but to see children grow and then go to school very confident, it's a great feeling.